A lot of people are wondering these days if their marriage is bad enough to call it quits. I'm Katherine Miller. I'm the founder of the Miller Law Group and host of the podcast Divorce Dialogues, and I'm on a mission to change how people divorce and help them divorce with dignity. People have a powerful ability to adapt to unhappiness. Frequently, people tell me stories about the deterioration of their marriage, and as I listen to them tell their stories, I see on their face the realization of how bad it's actually gotten. And it's as if they've slowly adapted to unhappiness over the years and haven't really noticed. Do you know that story about the frog in the pot of water? The story goes like this, that if you put a frog in a pot of water and then you slowly turn up the heat, the frog will boil to death before it notices that anything's going wrong. I think a lot of people these days have their water turned up a lot hotter since we're all living together under a stressful situation, and that causes the fault lines in a relationship to show up. And people are wondering, is this bad enough to really call it quits? Maybe for you, the frog, like the frog, the change happens slowly over time, and only now you're suddenly realizing, wait a second, I am really unhappy in this marriage, and I really want to try to do something. Or maybe you finally reached a point where you're like, you know what, enough is enough, and I want something better. Or maybe the idea of growing old with this person just fills you with dread. Whatever it is, sometimes people come in because their spouse has decided that the marriage is over and that they need to do something in order to move on. And let me be clear, every marriage has its ups and downs, and I don't think that you should come and call a divorce lawyer like myself at the first bad fight or the first difficult weekend, but at some point, the marriage should not be on such a downward spiral that it seems like there's no possibility of hope and that each person is getting more and more miserable. And you might be one of the many people who are afraid of divorce. You've heard about the War of the Roses. And let me tell you, I was the first person in my family to get divorced, and it was not an easy decision to do it. I was worried for my children. I was worried for my extended family. I was worried for my community. But the decision to divorce was the right decision for me. It wasn't the War of the Roses, and it doesn't have to be like that for you. If you've got questions about whether or not your marriage is bad enough to call it quits, we'd be really happy to help you figure that out and talk you through what your various options are. One thing that very few people know is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make in the divorce process is the decision how to divorce. There are options, and you have the power to make good ones. Give us a call, 914-303-5249. We'd be happy to talk to you. Thanks a lot.